Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to the 21st episode of my 1 vs 2 times 3 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 3 separate teams of 2 Emperor AI per team, and I'm playing as the Draconian Necromancer, Crogar the Corrupt. In our last episode, we located Dwemus Strongmouth, our dwarf theocrat opponent, and we actually had taken his throne city in a previous episode, and I think that was 2 episodes ago. And now we've actually located where Dwemus himself is, and we'll just take a peek underground here. So we were scouting with a little boar, and we actually found Dwemus here in this city. So we're going to basically start systematically kind of moving towards him using Crogar and our fallen angel here. And I think we're going to grab this city on the way just to kind of be thorough and clear this out. Also, in case he wants to move his throne here. We're basically just going to take this out on the way north, and then we'll move everybody up to this tunnel, head underground, and see if we can take Dwemus out of the game. And then on the other front of our kind of two-pronged war effort here, we've successfully pushed further into the territory of Odrin Stabilis here, who is our High Elf Dreadnought opponent. We still haven't seen anything from his partner Oscar Van Helden, the human rogue, but I suspect as we continue to push eastward, we're going to encounter more of Odrin's forces and maybe find his throne and potentially Odrin himself. And I suspect we will also locate Oscar and maybe start to see some of his forces as well. So we've kind of got a war going on 2 fronts, led conveniently, of course, by 2 different necromancers. We've got Bahir leading this war in the north, and then we've got Crogar himself leading the war in the south. So kind of a neat little sort of 2-pronged attack here that I've got going. But before I get into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shoutouts to a few individuals who left some comments on the last episode. The first person I want to give a shout out to is My Brain Hurts. And Brain left a great set of comments. They were really fantastic. He actually had a couple of suggestions, just sort of quality of life things. So the first thing is that he suggested something that I actually didn't know. So when you click on a unit, there's these little arrows that are in the left and right here of the unit tab up top, and I never really noticed these, but what you can actually do is you can click these and cycle through all your forces, as you can see me doing here. And that will also include, as you see there, that includes garrisoned units that you've told to chill out and to wait and camp, but it also includes units that you have out and about that aren't camping. So this is a great way to just very quickly cycle through all your units. And I actually didn't even know this existed. You can also, it looks like there's a hotkey button to just press N, so let's see if that works. So yeah, right now I'm just pressing N on the keyboard and I can cycle through. So either using these arrow keys or just using the hotkey of N, I can cycle through my units very rapidly. And that's actually a really nice quality of life thing. So excellent suggestion there. Another thing that My Brain Hurts suggested is that when you're in a tactical battle and you want to change the direction a unit is facing, but you don't want to actually move the unit, you can basically click the unit, click and hold, and then drag in the direction you want that unit to face, and that will orient the unit in whichever way you drag. And again, something I didn't know, and once again, I really greatly appreciate that, because obviously that could have pretty massive ramifications in battle when it comes to things like flank attacks. So again, thank you to Brain for that comment. Absolutely excellent. And I mean, you know, I've played this game hundreds of hours and I didn't know that. So again, thank you very much for that suggestion. Just a couple of other suggestions from Brain. He suggested moving guards off of my safe cities. Basically, as I kind of have a tendency to do, as I'm a little bit of a paranoid guy, I tend to kind of hoard units on some of the cities that I have that are kind of behind enemy lines and are relatively safe. I think Hif is probably the best example of that right here. Now, there is a small caveat, because obviously I've got this Shadow Gate and I still haven't cleared this out yet, so I do have to still be kind of cautious. But nonetheless, Brain makes a great point that in cities that I have that are basically safe, there's no point in hoarding units there, because I'm basically just wasting resources on upkeep. I might as well get those units out and about and have them helping my war effort, and I totally agree. I think it was in my human theocrat playthrough that I kind of wrestled with the same tendency of mine, which is to kind of want to protect cities even when they don't really need it. And so I'm always kind of having a bit of a tug-of-war with my natural tendency in that regard. So again, I do appreciate the reminder. The other thing that Brain suggested is not leaving scout units alone. So we saw last episode, and this was very painful for me, and I'm really quite upset about it still, as I really enjoyed that unit. But this stack here actually took out, I had a harvester, a Shadow Demon harvester here, who I was planning to move in with Cirrus's stack, and they actually got eliminated because I left this Shadow Demon harvester by itself, and this stack was able to come in and take it out. And basically, again, Brain is just suggesting if you have units that you don't want to scout with, don't leave them alone, because they're basically able to get picked off by roving units or by the enemy forces. And again, great suggestion, and something that I need to, I sometimes forget about, and I get overconfident, and I get a little bit cocky, and I end up leaving a unit that is strong, but it's only one unit, and I leave it by itself, and then I pay the price. So let's try not to keep that happening in the future. And then something else that Brain said, and this is something that sort of echoes my own feeling on the subject, but essentially Brain said that he actually really enjoys watching the manual combat, and he thinks that that's kind of one of the main points of Age of Wonders. And I'm inclined to agree. I really truly enjoy this game and the Age of Wonders series primarily because of the tactical combat. It's my absolute favorite thing about the games. And I've had previous comments that have kind of echoed that sentiment, but I've also had the odd comment here or there that said, at this point in the game where I've got, basically doom stacks, it's not as enjoyable to watch the manual combat. So unfortunately, I'm really not going to be able to please everybody, but I think I'm going to kind of go for mostly manual combat, and really I'm only going to use auto combat. As I've kind of said in the past, I'm only going to use it when I have like absolute overwhelming force and there's almost really no chance of me losing any units at all. We saw in the last episode that I actually was kind of upset here that I used this stack in an auto combat battle, and I actually lost. I think I had a Goblin Blight Doctor in here that died, and it was unnecessary. Had I done the battle manually, there's no way I would have let that happen. So again, thank you very much to My Brain Hurts for all those excellent comments. I really appreciate them. And again, I'm with you on the manual combat. I really do enjoy it, so I'm going to keep on going. And if you're the kind of person who prefers the auto combat, I will still do them occasionally on the battles, like I said, where I can definitely win and I won't lose anybody, almost guaranteed. But I am going to focus primarily on the manual because that's where I get the most enjoyment. And I think it provides kind of the most enjoyment, hopefully, for the viewers in terms of, you guys get to kind of see the tactical battles. We can talk about them. We can break them down. You can leave comments dissecting, how did I do each one? What were my mistakes? So anyway, the only other comment I did want to kind of give a quick shout out to real fast, because this intro is obviously taking a bit, is Casper Eklund once again. Casper echoed sort of the same sentiment as My Brain Hurts and pointed out that I basically left this angel by itself. And I was doing a little bit of scouting. I got kind of cocky. What I should have done is brought that angel back in to stay next to Crogar so I'm not risking it. Great comment from Casper, and he's absolutely correct. Another Casper comment is to clear out the spawners in the Shadow Realm. And that is something that I really desperately need to do. We've got one here. I think that's a spawner. It might just be a raidable structure. But there was the biggest issue I have, let's just see if I can find it, is the spawner that's near this Shadow Gate. So let's jump to the Shadow Realm. And it's this one right here. And I still haven't cleared this out, so this needs to be cleared out because that is putting all of these cities around here at risk of roving units who have popped out in previous episodes and attacked some of my cities, and I don't want that to continue. So once again, Casper, you're hitting the nail on the head there, absolutely. I need to focus on that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring Wazul back. I was going to send Wazul in to go and help with the war effort, but I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring Wazul and a few units back and go raid this wizard tower, and I'm also going to go in and clear this out, and then I can take Wazul down and clear out this monument of the Ashen Rose. So I can kind of do a whole bunch of stuff at once. So that's going to be the game plan there. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for those comments. I really do appreciate them, and they make a huge difference for me in terms of kind of my my journey in this game, in terms of kind of learning more about it, getting better, continually developing my skills, I guess you would say. So anyway, enough of a spiel from me. That was quite a long intro. we will get into the episode now, as we do have a lot to do. So we're still kind of in the middle of our turn, so let's deal with our... We have quite a lot of gold here, so we're going to deal with our production. So we're going to take a look at some of these cities. I don't think we need to worry all that much, really. At this point, most of these cities are just kind of here to generate additional income for me. So we will basically just... I think maybe we'll just do merchandise here. Let's go Tumok. And yeah, again, most of these cities we are just going to do merchandise because we really don't need anything in particular coming out of most of them. And this is the city of Fahas. So yeah, almost all these cities are just going to get merchandise. There's going to be a few where we are specifically going to build something that we really need. Now this city, the city of Irandi, has a lot of really good structures here on it. So I'm actually going to continue to maybe develop this one just a little bit. Let's do a siege workshop and get just a little bit more production if we can. And here in the city of Halvors, I moved off my... I might actually build a flamer just to have that city guarded for now, because there have been some roving units that have come up this way. So I know I've said I need to move units off of guarding cities, but in this case I do still have some units in this area that are roving around, and I don't really want to deal with them. So we will do that. And the city of Oberos, we will throw up an observatory, I think. Yeah, so a lot of cities I'm putting an observatory because there's kind of two reasons for that. One is that it expands the domain and brings more structures into the cities, what are kind of contributing to that city's production in terms of resources and other things, but also because I want more knowledge income. So you get to kind of kill two birds with one stone in that respect, which is quite nice. So city of Anemone there. Back up to Zwa. I think in Zwa... I think in Zwa we will do a... We'll do a shrine. Let's go to Hif now. So now, in the city of Hif, we have actually completed our... We built a Palace of the Perished. And you can see now that we have expanded the domain of the city, and we are actually going to be growing the city in 2 turns. Once that happens, we're going to get this Heart of the Blight and this Castle of the Lich King in our domain. And at which point we're going to start being able... This city is going to be our absolute undisputed best city by far. And let's see, is there anything else we could build that's of tremendous benefit? I think we'll throw up a Magic Academy, just in case we want to produce any support units here. And we can actually... Oh, and we still had other units here that were moving in on the Castle of the Lich King. So let's start grouping everybody up. Get them all down there as quick as we can. So we've got a stack of 3, and we've got a few more units coming to join. So the city of Arin Dar here, again, it would be nice to maybe have... Let's see, this is already a metropolis, so it's not going to grow any bigger. However, we could throw up a wall on the city, which I'm going to do. And you can see here we're running pretty low on gold, so I think we're going to kind of hold off on production. We are going to do an Embalmer's Guild there just to encourage growth once again. So we'll send this guy over to grab some extra gold. This Draconian Elder was coming over just to sit on that city. Okay, so now we have some fighting potentially to do here. So we have this Draconian Elder coming in to help, which is a good thing. Help with this stack, that is. So why don't we go clear this out? We will do this battle manually. And I suspect this will be a pretty challenging battle. And the reason for that is because we've got, again, units that are doing all this elemental damage, and we've also got static electricity happening, which means that all the enemy units are going to have static shield, basically, and all of my units are a little bit weaker to shock, which is not good, obviously. So we'll go in and get the kill there. So let's just test that little click and drag. Not sure. I'll have to kind of play with that and see how that works. Oh, see, look at that. Okay, so when I right click and drag, and you can turn them around and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, that's quite nice. Now, I'm assuming you can't do that with a unit after they've... Yeah, you can't... Like, for example, I couldn't turn these Wraith Kings around now because they've already moved. But I can turn my Cadavers because they haven't moved yet. And when they get there, can I turn them? I can. Wow, now that is pretty cool. That is going to make a huge difference. And I'm honestly a little bit embarrassed that I didn't know that already. But again, you know, that's the thing, is that there are so many things you can continue to learn about this game as you play. Really, I like it because it's almost like the learning never stops. The development never stops. In terms of, you know, myself as the player, there's always potential for me to get better and learn new things. So, once again, a big thank you to all those comments coming in. I still can't get over just how much there is to learn when it comes to this game. Alright, so some of our units have taken a bit of a beating, so we're going to heal up our Wraith Kings just a little bit. Send our Cadavers over that way. We're going to take some more kind of punishment there, but nothing too severe. We'll actually kind of run these guys off, and then we'll use our newfound ability to turn them. And we will do another heal. We'll jump in this way and do a flank attack, and then get the kill. Perfect. Yeah, boy, that's a really nifty trick. Very, very happy about that one. Okay. So that's cleared out. So now I think we'll maybe head over to that dungeon, and this Draconian Elder can join us for that journey. We do have some scouting units going on here in the Shadow Realm. So it looks like we've got a Wizard Tower ruin up there, and oh, and look at that. Looks like some gold up there. Let's send the Nightmare up to get it. Perfect. And meanwhile, we'll send this guy down this way just to do a little bit more exploring. Perfect. We've got our boar down here who's running around. Oh, it looks like we've got a Shadow Gate there. We'll check that one out when we get a chance. Right, okay, and we had this stack underground, so let's go take this city. We did have a Forge Priest that we acquired. So the only issue with this stack is right now it probably could use another healer, but... Or it'd be great to even be able to build up a second stack to kind of split this stack in two. So why don't we initiate the battle here, and we will do this one manually. We'll take the city. And maybe grab one of these dwarves to act just as a city guard. We could grab a shield bearer or a deep guard as the defense force for the city, basically. So we'll start moving in, and as we move in, we are going to drop a heal on our Frostling Manticore Rider, who took a bit of a beating last episode and needed a little bit of healing there, as you saw. Alright. So I'm going to try probably in Ghoul Curse one or two of these units, if possible. Again, dwarves have pretty high defense and resistance, so may not be the easiest thing to accomplish, but we can still give it a try. I think we will kind of exploit our first strike here with our pikemen, phalanx units. And we'll kind of leave everybody else in reserve. So let's let them come to us. Okay, there we go. Oh, that was kind of a strange decision there. They walked right past, took a attack of opportunity, as you saw, and basically didn't really get much for it. So odd choice, but weird flex, but okay. There we go, wing beat. And we'll finish them off with our phalanx units. Let's go in for the Ghoul Curse. We did not get it. So that's alright. It looks like we probably won't be making any new friend this episode or this battle, so we'll just finish them off and get the kill. And that's alright. We have more opportunities here up north when we go for this stack. So we'll do that. We'll fly up this way. So here's a great opportunity to just migrate over to Ghoul Draconians. One turn, very quick. Alright, let's do this battle here. We can get a level up for everybody in the stack if we win. And we can obviously try and grab that Draconian Flyer. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use our phalanx here on the Crusher, tie them up. And then we don't want these guys in defense mode when we try for the Ghoul Curse, because that's going to decrease the likelihood of success. So I think what we're going to do instead is try and kind of goad him into attacking somebody. There we go. Probably the apprentice, I would think. So let's throw a firebomb here. There we go. And we'll bring our Deathbringer kind of in like that. So I'm assuming what's going to happen is an attack here. Nope. Okay, I was wrong. Still fine, though, because they no longer are in defense mode. We have a 50% chance. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, and we got lucky. Fantastic. So we will get the kill there with our Manticore Rider. And that's the battle. So we did get that flyer, which is great for us. And then we got to level up with everybody in this stack, which is excellent for everybody involved. We'll just keep moving over this way. We'll clear this out. We can clear out this brigand hideout. I think what we'll do is we'll start kind of building up a second stack. We'll move this flyer in with this Forge Priest and maybe shed one of the units here and try and get another support unit. We could send one of the Phalanx units or maybe a Manticore Rider in. You know, eventually we could maybe even get a unit all composed of flying and floating units, and they would be able to move very quickly. That would be ideal. We're going to use this stack here to initiate this battle. So this isn't exactly the easiest battle. As you can see here, we've got kind of a hodgepodge little stack of units. But we do want to take this Dwarven city, so I think we will start off by dropping a heal. Because we want our Panthers to be able to fight. So we'll throw a curse on the Axemen. So we're going to be able to take advantage of our pounce for sure. So why don't we come right in and do a flank here. Now we're probably going to lose one of these Panthers, and that's totally okay. Okay, a little bit of Banefire there. So now we're going to get a nice flank attack on our Panther, unfortunately, yep. However, we are now in a good position to do some damage. So we can move up a little bit, do some damage like this. There we go. And I think we'll go like this and get the flank kill that way. This Dire Panther is most likely going to die. I think what we'll do, though, is we will go for a pounce attack. Not quite get the kill. Probably should have pounced the Deep Guard instead. I kind of was thinking about that, but... Wow, okay, so that Panther actually survived against the odds there. Good work on that Panther. And actually we'll just do a self-heal here. And we'll bring this Panther in and do a pounce attack to get the kill that way. Perfect. So we didn't even lose anybody. That was excellent. And we now have another city here, which we are again going to migrate to Ghoul Draconians. It's going to help us with racial governance as well, just having more Draconian cities. So now we can maybe use this stack to kind of start clearing out some of these structures. We could start here. That looks pretty reasonable for us to take out. Obviously, this stack isn't exactly strong, so maybe we'll kind of work something out with sending some more units down that way. Okay, so we've now got our Fallen Angel, which came out of the Shadow Realm, and we were sending it over this way, so we will continue to do that. And okay, and we have this stack now, we are going to use to clear out this Ancient Ruin, so let's do that. Some units here we could try and Ghoul Curse. We've got some healers, and we've also got some Monster Hunters, which might be nice to have. We could start kind of building up a second stack here with the units that we have guarding that city. And then the units maybe we can acquire from this. So these units are immobilized, which is kind of unfortunate. They're not really going to be able to do much. So that's the Monster Hunters at work there, as you see. So our Deathbringer is going to have to kind of do some heavy lifting, I think. Let's light up the apprentice a little bit. And if we have to sacrifice our charger, I've got no real qualms about doing that. So we will kind of put the crusher up front and let the crusher take some of the damage, I think. Let's do some damage with our storm sisters there. Let's see what happens. I'm expecting attacks here, but we'll see. Yep. So our crushers are gonna... That lifesteal helping them out, but yeah, they're just getting overwhelmed. Okay, and it's really unfortunate these flyers are basically pinned like that. Let's see if we can stun them. Okay, that's going to help us out a lot. That just bought us a lot of kind of... So let's see now. If we go like this, I think we can get the kill no problem. We did also get the Ghoul Curse, which is great. So we can do that. And then we can move up and blast these guys a little bit. Unfortunately, that flyer is just basically unable to do anything at the moment. Okay, so as long as our... Ouch. There we go. Okay, now we're free. Perfect. And we'll do some damage to these apprentice units. So we'll jump in like this, go for a Ghoul Curse, and we will get it. So that's 2 units we've cursed already, which is great. Come in and do a heal. And let's light these guys up with our archers and get the kill. Perfect. Good battle there. We did unfortunately lose that crusher, but not the end of the world. Some decent boots. I'm going to take this purely for the knowledge because I really do want that extra knowledge income. The boots themselves, not particularly good boots. We'll send them to Crogar just because he's close, and then I can either sell them or figure out what to do with them. So with these 2 units here, I can start kind of building up a secondary stack, as I've now got another healer. Alternatively, I suppose I could bring the Berserker into this stack and kind of replace that Draconian who I lost, but I'll have to kind of think about it. So why don't we head over this way? I can go clear this out next. Okay, and this stack I'm going to just tell to hang out. They can just sit there. I'm going to use them probably to go clear out these undead. Get some vengeance for my Shadow Demon who was killed. So we're going to end our turn there. So we are now also going to be able to summon our Fallen Angel, which is excellent. Can figure out kind of where best to do that. Once again, I think it may actually end up being best to summon that down south here with Crogar, just because he really doesn't have a lot of kind of help at the moment. It's basically just Crogar's stack and this one Fallen Angel, so again, might be nice to have another powerful friend down there. Although, I am going to kind of, as I move this way, I'm going to do some Ghoul Cursing and hopefully get one of these Ice Queens at least, maybe one of these Draconians, maybe the Flamer or something. Any units I can grab out of here. So I will try and make some friends as I go. Could also go for a Toadstool Fairy or something if I'm so inclined. Oh, Whispers of the Fallen was disjuncted. That's kind of a pain. It's a good way to get extra knowledge, of course. As well as it's allowing me to see in what's going on in some of these battles around me. So the big question is going to be, I guess, what kind of forces can Odrin and Oscar muster? I'm really expecting some Juggernauts to come rolling along here for Odrin. That's the tier 4 Dreadnought unit. So I'm kind of expecting that. And for Oscar, I'm expecting maybe some Shadow Stalkers or something like that. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. Okay, a lot of things have happened here. So we had some items roll up, so let's deal with all of that. These boots can be sold because they're redundant. I think we will basically just sell off these rings. I don't think we really need them, frankly. We had a locket arrive. So most of those items were arriving at Wazul there. Did have a melee weapon arrive for Cirrus, but it's immediately going to be redundant, so we're going to sell that. We can sell this as well. Really don't need that. Okay, so that's going to do it for all those items. Let's go back to Wazul real quick. and quickly decide here. Let's just see our other heroes real fast. So, again, I'm using that tip. You know, using these little arrows is just extremely convenient. So I notice here that Firak doesn't have any jewelry. So we could, I suppose, if we jump back real quick to Wazul. Oops. If we jump back to Wazul, we could send these rings over to Firak, I suppose, who at least might get some use out of them. There we go. All right. Okay, so we got a lot of things to do here. We can level up Nabal, who's now at level 10. That's our Draconian Warlord down here. Let's just check what spells he currently has. So he's Phoenix Warrior, Lion's Courage, and Berserk. Wouldn't mind maybe getting him like Last Stand or something like that. Let's see what our other options are. Steadfast Ward prevents unit from dying. I think we'll do Last Stand. I do quite enjoy that spell. Just kind of have some versatility in our options there. So we're going to start with units that are kind of in the main fight here, I think. So we'll start with Bahir's unit. And the one thing I do want to do is I want to raid this tomb. And that's to see if I can get any extra help from some of the units in here. Maybe I can grab a Deathbringer. And maybe this Reanimator or something like that. So let's do this battle. And make some new friends if possible here. Again, I absolutely love raiding tombs as a Necromancer. It's really, they're just gold mines of troops. Depending, of course, on how you've built your Necromancer. But it's really one of the absolute best ways to acquire additional units. So, really can't state just how useful they are for basically just mining for more units. Send in our dragon. Again, we can play this pretty fast and loose as we've got quite powerful units, really, at this point. So we'll attack that carrion bird just a little bit. And you know what? We can actually probably finish him off here if we use our longbow. Yep. Perfect. So we want these Deathbringers to go down. I'm going to use Greater Reanimate Undead on the Draconian Deathbringer that's right here. So we'll finish them off real quick. And then we will make ourselves a brand new friend. Take out that Lost Soul and that Cadaver, no problem there. And we've got some archers over here that need to die. And our Bombard can help us out with that. There we go. So now let's see if we can grab this Reanimator with Bahir and control undead. So we're going to do this, and then see if we can get it. We got 49% chance, so coin flip. Oh, and it would have worked, but he got lucky. Jeez, that's that halfling luck. Oh, that is so annoying. But you know what? Again, that's part of what makes them what they are. So as much as I sometimes complain about it, it is an important part of kind of the balance for halflings, I guess. I have had it suggested to use there's a mod that actually removes luck from halflings, but I think I'm going to keep it just because it is kind of, as much as I hate it, it's also sort of endearing. Look at this. So we've got an item here, Cape of the Phoenix Whisperer. So it gives you 100% fire protection. It gives you resurgence so that if that unit dies in combat, it will come back as long as you win the battle. And then it gives it regeneration, meaning that the unit regenerates all its health at the start of its owner's turn. Well, that's pretty good. I think we'll throw that on. The fire protection is fantastic. Now, the one thing I do like having Holy Champion when I'm fighting against monster and dedicated to evil units, but I'm really not going to be doing much of that because I'm going to be facing... The fire protection is fantastic as well because I am going to be facing a lot of fire damage potentially coming from those flame tanks of Odrin because I'm facing a Dreadnought. So let's just figure out if anybody needs... I don't think anybody needs chest armor. I think all our heroes have some form of armor. Yeah, so we will sell this, and then that is great. So now we have another unit there, And we can... Actually, let's head up this way. Let's see if we can maybe see anything. Oh, nothing there. We do have a city down this way as well, so maybe I'm gonna kind of hedge my bets here that this unit is strong enough to probably take this city on its own, but again, maybe that's a mistake. We're gonna head down this way. Ooh, this is a pretty powerful looking city down here. And just real quick, let's see if we fly just a little bit closer. Is this the throne? This is not Odrin's throne, okay. But it is still a powerful city. And there's our first Juggernaut that we've spotted, as well as a cannon. So he's definitely in the process of producing Juggernauts, that much is for sure. As for up here, I guess we'll just keep moving and see what we end up finding out. So this little assassin can, I guess, come right over as well. Maybe we'll need some backup up there. Again, if this unit ends up dying, not the end of the world. I notice here that we have conjunction in the house of Yaka, so all fire damage is increased by +3, so that's actually kind of good for me as a Draconian, because most of my units do, a lot of my units do some kind of fire damage, so that's a bit of a bonus. Now, in terms of where I'm summoning this Fallen Angel, I suppose I could summon it here to help Bahir, but I actually think it's possibly going to be more beneficial for Crogar. So let's move over here. We'll do this. Oh, yeah, we might need the help. Yeah, we're going to need it here with Crogar, I think. So what we'll do, we'll raid this watchtower. We'll do that with our Titan, just to save a bit of movement. So we'll do this battle. I'm going to do it manually because I want to try and Ghoul Curse a few units if possible. Again, I think I'll probably go for the archers first. The Draconian Flamers here. We got them, so that's one. And then let's throw a curse on those Temple Guard. You know, honestly, we're probably just going to kill everything else here that we've got the power to do so. There we go. And yeah, we'll just do this. So they're probably going to die here, but let's just see. Yep. But I did get that archer, which is good. Okay, so we've got... Again, I could probably win this battle with what I've got. It's mostly tier 3 units. A couple exalted. Hero here, we've got a dwarf warlord. Also a dwarf settler who we can try and Ghoul Curse. So I think I will actually summon this Fallen Angel here. So let's run over. And we will group up our angels. And we'll initiate the battle here. So it's actually telling me probable defeat, which I really don't believe. I think we will be just fine. But we'll see what happens. So let's do this battle. I will tell you, it's a very good thing that I have the extra Fallen Angel here. So there, he's using up his casting points by throwing rocks at my healer there, my reanimator. Alright, so we will obviously do a self-heal there. And we're just going to charge right in with our biggest, strongest units, basically. And then bring in our healers as supports. So now, who do we curse? And again, there's an opportunity here to get some really strong units on my team if I can Ghoul Curse. But Ghoul Cursing is going to be secondary. Winning the battle is primary and not losing anybody. So I am going to just focus on, winning the battle as easily as possible. I could use Scourge of Undead here. I frankly don't think I need to, but I could use this spell here. It is 50 casting points, which is a little expensive, but really, honestly, not that bad. Another option would be to use Dark Gift, which just gives us a little bit of extra damage and inflict curse on all my units. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off maybe on spells. If things get really nasty, I suppose I could start using that, but I don't think I'm going to need it. Fallen Angels, I'm going to use them to flank around the side here, basically. Everybody else, I'm going to kind of send up the gut here into the main force, the main chunk of their forces. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of damage there, as you saw. Once again, remember that those Fallen Angels both have Undying, so they can go down once and come back with some of their health. So I can be a little bit kind of fast and loose with them. I don't have to be very super conservative with them. But obviously I don't want to rush them into a bad situation either. So beat the heck out of that wall. Now we've got a path in. And let's see if we fly right in like this. We can hit a bunch of units, so we'll do that. There we go. Well, you can see the defense on that Firstborn, though. This Firstborn has Touched by Faith, which helped out with that extra resistance. Not to mention it's in defense mode, and then just the high defense inherent and resistance inherent in dwarves there. It's a all-around pretty powerful combo. Alright, so let's send our Fallen Angels in and start seeing what they can accomplish. So we got a chance to... Fortunately, we would end up petrifying ourselves, potentially. So we won't do that. I was going to try and petrify the hero, but I don't want to end up accidentally petrifying myself. So I think with Crogar, we will just charge right up in behind here. And could do a little bit of damage as well. There we go. Nice level up too, which is great for us. And our Reanimator can come in as well. Alright, so that's going to do it for our turn. Now let's see what happens here. So we took some damage. I think they smited our Raptor. So again, using up casting points. Ooh, and the hero tried to throw a net on my Fallen Angel, which was actually a pretty good move on his part. But unfortunately for him, he failed. So I should be able to just obliterate this hero, and I'm going to do that from behind here. Here we go, and then get the finish. Excellent. So that's one hero down. And we've got some Exalteds here that need to die. There we go. And now we can probably get the finish with our, casters. There we go. So we've got a 24% chance to Ghoul Curse these guys here. Not really great. Let's see maybe if we can put a Despair on them. Nope. So I think we'll throw our Bone Dragon in like this and put ourselves in defense mode. What kind of melee damage would we take if we... See, I don't want to risk Crogar going in there and getting killed like that. So I think instead what I'll do is I'll try this. Didn't work, but they are far weaker now as they have much less health. So I'm going to end our turn there. Let's see what happens here. Ouch. So Crogar's taken some pretty painful damage there, as you see. So I've got to be really careful. I don't want to lose Crogar. He does have Undying, but if he goes down, I won't be able to revive any units if they go down with him. So we will heal him just to keep him nice and functional. And then we can come in and try and get the Ghoul Curse there, I suppose. It's pretty tough because of this Touched by Faith. That's making that really hard to achieve. So why don't we... You know, I actually think it'd be almost easier if I was to kill off the Firstborn, maybe. So let's kill the Firstborn off. And that actually is going to open up the opportunity here to get these Evangelists maybe Ghoul Cursed. So we'll kill these Evangelists off, or at least beat the heck out of them. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so these ones can come over and start wailing on this Trebuchet. There we go. And let's see, if we send Crogar in here, we've got a 45% chance to Ghoul Curse them, so let's try it. Looks like they resisted it. I think they're immune. Yep, they are. So, let's see, what kind of blast could we do here? So we've got Firstborn, an Evangelist, a Deep Guard, and another Evangelist. So why don't we just kill that Evangelist? There we go. Now, I suspect Crogar is going to get attacked here, but again, if he does go down, it's fine. He's got Undying. Oh, converted one of my Angels, which means that I need to go kill that Evangelist, like, right away to free... Ooh, and I don't think I can get there easily, which is kind of unfortunate. I suppose now I can try a Petrify. Well, I petrified all those units, which is excellent. Okay, so let's use some blasting here. Perfect. And I'm going to teleport myself out of danger, I think, because I really don't want to get Crogar killed if I can avoid it. And what I should have done there, and I realized before I did it, I should have turned and faced this way prior to using heal. So that was a mistake. That's a bit of a habit from before when I didn't know about turning my units. Okay, so we killed off that Firstborn. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to get that Evangelist this turn, which means that Fallen Angel is going to continue to be alive, sadly. So our Raptor, we can charge in at these Prospectors. There we go. So that Trebuchet attacked. There we go. Okay, so our Raptor is almost dead here, you can see. Both of our casters are in pretty rough shape, quite frankly, so let's try and get them into the walls here so they stop getting hit by Shattering Hammer. Okay, so now Crogar has already used up his... There we go. Okay, now that should free up our Fallen Angel. So now we can attack that Trebuchet some more. There we go. Okay. Now we can proceed to try and Ghoul Curse the Settler. I think that's the only unit left, basically, at this point. Actually, you know what? I think I will grab a Cadaver. Nice, we got a gold medal one. There we go. So yeah, we'll use Crogar over here to see if we can grab that Settler, because that would give us basically a free city. A Dwarven city, mind you, but hey, I mean, a free city's a free city. And it would be great to get some units over there that can increase our odds of it working, so... Try and get our casters over there to throw a curse on that unit, if possible. And then we'll hit them with this to try for a... anything. Doesn't look like that's going to matter, so... Again, we want to see if we can throw a curse on the unit just to improve the odds of Ghoul Curse working. Let's see, 48% chance. Didn't work. We still got a 60% chance, so let's try it. Oh, and we got it. Perfect. So basically, yeah, we got a Settler, which is going to give us another free city. Fantastic. We didn't lose anybody, which is also great. And we did end up gaining, I think we gained, yeah, we gained the Settler and we gained the Cadaver. So would have been nice to maybe get an Evangelist or something like that. But hey, I mean, I'll take what we got there. That's not bad. A few units, a few items here from that hero that we killed off. So let's take the city. There we go. And we will migrate this over to Ghoul Draconians as well. Alright, so let's move in. We'll deal with these items real quick. I will take the crossbow, and I will take the throw net. The Piercing Lance of War is a very good item with First Strike. You know, that would work in really good combo with the boots that are building currently, I think, in my Throne City. The ones that are... Yeah, when it's actually done. The boots that are giving Tireless. So that weapon would pair quite nicely with that. So like, for example, what does Bahir have? So he has some shock boots and a backstab weapon. See, I think he might actually benefit almost more from having... And he's going to have a Dread Spider right away as well, which is good for him. He might benefit actually from having the Lance and the Tireless boots. What about Cirrus? Where's Cirrus here? Right here. Let's see. What does Cirrus have for boots? Okay, just some generic kind of defense type ones. Cirrus is going to have that first strike, so I think I'll send those boots to Cirrus, actually. These are the Restless boots that give Tireless. We're going to send that off to Cirrus. And I think maybe we'll just sell this item. As much as it's a good one, I don't think I really have much of a need for it. Like, let's just double check with Wazul here. What does Wazul have? Actually, Nabal could use it. Nabal doesn't have a good weapon. Yeah, we'll send it to Nabal, actually, before I do anything crazy. So we'll send this one off to Nabal. Perfect. Okay, so now let's just kind of consolidate our troops a little bit. And yeah, it looks like most of these are explored already, which is great for us, because this is now our city. So yeah, I think we'll go north, and we'll just head up this way. We can stop by here and try and grab an Ice Queen if possible. And I think that should do it. Okay, so that's all good. We'll just tell these units to hang out. This stack now can keep moving over. Well, that's a pretty tough battle, but I think we'd be able to handle it. You know what? Maybe we will. I want to see if maybe I can get this shock trooper. So let's try this battle out. This is going to actually be pretty difficult. Really got to make sure we don't lose anybody. So let's see if we can ghoul curse that shock trooper. I think that would be very, very beneficial for us, if possible. Okay, so we got to deal with all the ranged units for sure. There we go. Razor bow and a great sword right there. It'd be great if we could shock one of these units. Ooh, nice. A critical hit. And I think, yeah, we'll be able to get the kill, no problem there. That's perfect. And then we'll move our Deathbringer in like that. Now these units are going to get attacked pretty heavy, but I think they'll be okay. Yep, there we go. We survived, no problem. That lifesteal just kind of saved our butts there, as you saw. Otherwise, we might have lost our flyers there. So I think we can let's try for a stun. Ooh, and we got it. That's excellent. 60% chance. Oh, and we got that too. Fantastic. Do a self-heal. That ends our turn. Now we can kind of do this at our leisure. We will drop another heal on our flyer and get some lifesteal back. There we go. And just like that, we got ourselves a shock trooper to replace that Draconian crusher that we lost earlier. And now this unit actually can come join Crogar here pretty easily, so maybe we'll do that. You know what? We'll grab this and we'll head up this way. Fortunately, we've got this blocking our path, so maybe we will have to just keep going up this way. Don't think we're going to be strong enough to take a Forbidden Sanctum on our own. Let's just take a quick peek at what's inside. Oh yeah, definitely not. Way too strong. Fallen Angel and a couple of Wraith Kings are above our pay grade at that point with that stack. But we can grab this little city. So we'll just keep doing that. We'll try and find a way around this. And we're also going to do some scouting in the middle of the map here and see if maybe we can locate. So where did this happen? That happened down there. Okay, so he's off to the very, very far eastern fringes underground. So that's good to know. Let's go back and find... Oh, and we had a Wraith King here that was produced that I didn't notice. Should probably send that in to help somewhere. Actually, you know, that wouldn't be bad to have with Cirrus in his kind of doom stack, so I think we will kind of do that. Actually, okay, and here we go. This unit came out, so let's finish them off here. And we can maybe try and grab that bone dragon. So in this battle, we got to try and kill the bone dragon first, or at least before everything else is dead. And then we can use our Greater Reanimate Undead on it to basically bring it back. Let's see, does Cirrus have any other... Oh, he has a musket shot. That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll do that. Boom. So that should be easy enough to do. Yeah, no problem there. Jerk flew away on me. Alright, there we go. We got the kill. We can use Greater Reanimate Undead. Now we have another Bone Dragon. Get the kill there, no problem. Do a quick self-heal. And blast that Carrion Bird. No problem at all. So we did get a new friend out of that, which is good. Not to mention that that roving unit is now no longer causing problems. So I could go and get these haste berries and just avoid clearing out this mana node. And just head east, basically. And I think I'll do that, maybe. I mean, it's annoying. I don't like leaving things not cleared out, but I do want to get this unit moving further east. So we'll send the Wraith King down to join this stack. Ooh, and we've got an Evangelist here. You can see this. We've got a Goblin Evangelist. I do like those units. I'm going to try and Ghoul Curse if possible here. I like them because they are a decent support unit that actually is pretty tough. And they also have Convert, which is kind of cool. And then obviously as a support unit under in my Empire, because I have Healers of the Dead, they're able to support a stack. So we can just kind of charge right in and just start bashing the heck out of everybody. Being real aggressive here. There we go. Let's try and throw a curse. No such luck. Okay, so let's go kill these Crusaders. Let's bring in our Reanimators. I was hoping I could get an attack to try to make them to despair on this Evangelist to improve my Ghoul Curse odds. I think we'll just do a heal there. So we'll do a little bit of damage. And then we'll run in like this and we'll do a Wail. Oh, and he resisted that as well. Okay. So we will... Well, that's going to probably kill him, actually, so we got to be kind of careful. We don't want to kill him. Just want to... Oh, and he resisted again. Still got a 60% chance. We got it. Okay, so we got the Ghoul Curse on the Evangelist. So that Evangelist can team up with the Bone Dragon here, I think. Although, you know, it might be nice to team up the Wraith King with the Bone Dragon, which are both flying units. And, well, floating and flying, and then they're really mobile. That might be nice. Ooh, and we've got a Lost City here we could go try and clear with Cirrus. So Cirrus is doing well. So let's see what else we've got in the area. So we'll just check our other forces around here. Oh, right. Okay, we've got all these units that are heading down to the... And unfortunately, our 2 units aren't quite there yet, so we'll have to wait one more turn to be able to do this. That's a bit of a shame. We'll just tell them to hang out. Okay, here we go. Now we've got some work we can do. So we can send in this Deathbringer over here to the Forbidden Sanctum. We can leave one of our units out of the fight. So probably our weakest flyer. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, and they're actually undead, so I really almost don't even need the Deathbringer. You know, this isn't an easy battle. This is going to be really challenging because we've got a Dread Reaper who is just a real pain in the butt to deal with. A couple of Wraith Kings. And then some miscellaneous kind of monsters and animals here. That Vampire Spider could potentially web. Jeez, you know, this thing's really well defended. You know what? We're going to try it. I'm going to go pretty aggro here, and let's see if I can clear this. I fully expect this to be very, very difficult. I can already foresee this being quite difficult to clear. So, that's a Draconian Deathbringer, so we will actually throw our Draconian Ancestry there. And I think we will put Guardian Flames on our Bone Dragon. Alright, so we'll send in our Bone Dragon here to deal with these Wraith Kings, I think. That's going to be the plan. And our Flyers we're going to send in there. And we're going to have these Flyers kind of here in reserve, just in case anything gets spicy. So I'm kind of scared of that Dread Reaper, though. Oof. Part of the reason I gave that Guardian Flame there on the Bone Dragon was just to kind of... So guarded by flames, they do a little bit extra fire damage with the attacks, which I figured would help against the undead, so... And I was expecting that my Bone Dragon was going to be kind of the vanguard of my attack here, so... We have Spirit Ray and Arcane Arrows, so I think Spirit Ray is going to be our choice because we've got Spirit Weakness on most of these undead units. So first of all, let's attack the scariest opponent, the Dread Reaper. So we've got a Wyvern here. We do need to kind of bail out our Flyers, so I think we'll send in our... There we go. Perfect. So now they can deal with that Wraith King, hopefully with no real problems. Now let's see, can we hit the... We can hit the Dread Reaper and get some pretty decent damage, actually. Perfect. And then we can fly in and do a nice flanking attack here, which I think we will do. Now, of course, this thing is going to explode. It has, like, Void Implosion or whatever. You know what, let's just finish it off. Perfect. Okay. That's out of the picture. Now we don't have to worry quite so much. Those Dread Reapers are pretty scary, so... The fact that I'm undead is actually a tremendous benefit when you're fighting them, though, because that way you're a little bit less susceptible to some of their attacks. Okay. Now, unfortunately, our Flyer did get webbed, which means we gotta try and get our... Save our Flyer here, because we obviously don't want to lose the Flyer. So let's kill off the Wraith King. Perfect. And we can actually come over and... Oh, and the Wraith King didn't die. I didn't notice that. Okay, there we go. Now we killed him. And so with the Deathbringer, we can come over and deal with the Shock Serpent. Although we could also jump in behind here, actually. Maybe that's the better move. There we go. Okay, perfect. And now we can just do this. Excellent. Excellent battle. Challenging, but we got it done. And hey, we did also recruit that little spider. Not that we really necessarily needed it. Oh, we can summon dire penguins. I'm going to take this reward purely for the casting points. There we go. So now we have full casting points back. And let's see what we could start doing here. So we could reinstate some of our spells that have been disjuncted, like Enemy of the Faith. We could also, again, start summoning more units. We could get a Obsidian Dragon or a Fallen Angel right away. I think I will reinstate Whispers of the Fallen because it is just so darn useful. There we go. And I think we will also potentially maybe reinstate Enemy of the Faith. Because, again, we are still fighting a unit that has, or excuse me, a leader who has a lot of devout units and some support units like Evangelists. So I will implement that again. I think that's going to benefit us against Dwemus, who is a Theocrat. So, let's see here. We do still have a little bit of movement, but yeah, we've pretty much solidified what we've got going on up there. And we know kind of what we want to do up here. We're going to send Bahir this way to clear this city. And we're going to send this stack up here to clear this city. And if anybody needs any reinforcements, we will kind of reallocate our troops as necessary. And any other summoned units, I'm probably going to summon up here, I think. It's going to be the plan. And of course, this stack isn't able to recruit any more units as we don't have a Deathbringer. So they are kind of on their own. Of course, I do have this assassin coming with them, but yeah, so let's just... Oh, yeah, right, and now let's figure out Wazul, because we have to decide what we're doing with him. So I do want some backup up here, especially for this northern stack, but I also really desperately need to go clear out this island and what we've got going on down there. Now, I'm very fortunate in that I do have some very powerful units here, and I really do want these guys down here, so I'm going to send them down to go clear this out. And I think maybe I will just take a few of these units away from Wazul, and I can group Wazul up kind of with some of these other miscellaneous units that are moving along there. I don't necessarily need Wazul to go with. I think maybe I will... Let's see, so what else would we benefit from? So we've got 2 healers, very powerful melee, pretty powerful melee. So I think maybe the Phalanx... Actually, well, if we send our flying units, they could go join that stack very easily. So let's do that. Let's just hope that this unit is strong enough to clear this out. I suspect that we may lose a couple units, but that's actually okay. And in the meantime, we'll send Wazul up this way, because again, we want him going over here. So I think we'll ignore the Heart of the Arctic while we go by it. Although, if we bring this unit down, we could probably win that battle, actually. So let's do that. And the reason I'm going to do this is because eventually, if we have enough time in this game, if this city grows a bit, it'll encompass this. Ooh, actually, they have more units than I thought they did. There were some hidden units there. Never mind, we're not going to do that. We do not have a Death Wish. We will just keep progressing. Okay. Oh, and yeah, so I think having Wazul up here is going to be more important, frankly. He can grab even this Elder, and he can group up with this Assassin. Just having some backup coming in, I think, is going to be great. And Wazul can basically go... If this area is more heavily fortified, Wazul can go south. Whereas if they need help up north, Wazul can head up to back them up. So let me know in the comments if you think this stack... So we've got... Let's just take a look. We've got a Orc Shock Trooper, Draconian Deathbringer Champion 1, an unleveled up High Elf Griffin Rider, an unleveled up Draconian Flyer, unleveled up Frostling Ice Queen, and a Champion 1 Goblin Blight Doctor. I'm actually maybe not super confident that they're going to be able to clear this out. That being said, I suppose this would be a good opportunity for me to maybe cast something like a Undead Scourge or something to really turn the tide of this battle. So I guess I do have that in my back pocket. But let me know if you think that stack is going to be good enough to clear that out. I'm thinking maybe not, now that I'm kind of looking at them. I think I could probably do it, but I don't want to lose like half the stack. But anyway, we'll have to think about that one going forward. So I think we'll call this one an episode here. I do kind of apologize for that long intro this episode, but again, I really like talking about those comments because again, I think it was there was a lot of value there, and it was good to reflect on a lot of those extra tips. And obviously, I'm starting to implement some of them. So you can see here, we've now got that extra city here that we were able to take of Skorold. And the city up here of Hyrule is the one that we took last episode. And now we've got our 2 options for cities to raid of Odrin. If we go underground, we didn't really do a lot of work underground this episode, but we are going to continue exploring down here and kind of trying to get everybody eastward. So like, for example, this stack needs to keep moving. So we could just do that real quick. They need to keep moving east, and we could actually use them to clear out this Ziggurat probably. And then we'll just kind of move this stack along and take out these cities incorporate them into our empire, and eventually just converge on Dwemus in case he has any, funny business going on underground. Whereas here, I think with these two, we're basically going to use these two stacks to continue pressing north and east and come up kind of right underneath Odrin or Oscar. So that's going to be the game plan there. And then the Shadow Realm, obviously, basically we've kind of got most of our units out of here. We just need to clear out some more spawning structures in here that are causing us headaches. So yeah, overall still going very well. We have very, very powerful units at this point. It's just a matter now of kind of leveraging them in the right ways. And hopefully I'm, going to continue to do a decent job of that, but I guess we'll have to see. Anything can happen in this game. You just when you think you've got it locked in, if you give the AI an opening, especially since there's still an intact team of 2, you do never know what's going to happen. So I got to keep on my toes. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for those excellent comments. I really do appreciate it. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one.